in the home of the brave. Will we be soldiers or slaves? Receive God's grace or be mentally depraved? In amazed days by your insecurity, choice is yours. You can strive for the Lord's purity, or you could be like the one waving the gun on the run, cause you won't receive Christ as son. Gunplay may be fun till you're finally done. Game over. Now another brother's raising your son. No one at your funeral service in attendance. Your actions surely serve the death sentence. With no repentance, can't debate your fate. Victim of hell's gate, ate from Satan's plate. It's too late. I warned y'all before in the breach. The maggot and leech will feast on your flesh, to say the least. They release the beast, peep the heat on the streets. I unleash spiritual weaponry. They ain't tempting me. The enemy hunting from my hearse like Helmsley. But I climbed the ladder after dropping the pedigree. Enough about me, let's get back to you. Same strength given to me, he can give you too. Many fell, but some spread their wings and flew. God will lift you high to fly, the skies is blue. His word is true. Well, I guess that's my cue. Couldn't contain it in 16, I added a few. So in James 4:10, it tells us, humble yourselves before the Lord, and he shall lift you up. He will exalt you in due time. Now, as we discussed in a previous episode, that is not some type of self-exaltation, but rather elevation for him, for his word, so for him to be known and to be received. Acts 4:12, it says, there is salvation in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given to people, and we must be saved by it. So there is no other name that we can be saved by. Now, there's times where elevation comes from times of isolation, going to God in prayer. At my job, when there's a possible natural disaster coming, like a tornado, a hurricane, something of that nature, we shelter in place. Meaning that, we take shelter from what may be to come. Well, there are times in life where we will face times of trouble. We will see tribulation. We will see storms, not only in our personal life, but as we live here on earth, we are going to see times of natural disasters, in a sense. And I'm not talking about, of course, tornadoes and storms. I'm talking about the storms of life. Times that man has caused these storms. They were self-made afflictions. And I want to give an example of that in Isaiah 26, 20 and 21. In this particular story, it says, go, my people, enter your rooms and close your doors behind you. Hide for a little while until the wrath has passed. For look, the Lord is coming from his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth will reveal the bloodshed on it and will no longer conceal her stain. Now, we see here that there was a time of God's wrath to come. In that, God was letting the people of God, the believers, know to take shelter, the shelter in place for the wrath that is to come. And how does this apply to us? Well, if we are under God's covering, that if we are covered by God, then we will be protected. And there will come times where we have to go into that shelter in place, that we have to go in our private time to isolate ourselves from others. But in that isolation, it comes elevation. God lifting you up, positioning you for what he has for you. God bless you. Check you out next week.